I have half of the guys and then a special guest. Yao Fusulabi is here with me. Yao,
good evening. Good evening. How you doing?
You're looking fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, Korea the Baba.
Korea the Baba?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah,
that's
Korea.
Name.
Yeah,
Korea.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know, get Malaysia. I'm also here with Aniela.
No.
Yeah?
No.
You're not Aniela again?
No.
Affidavit? You've sworn an affidavit?
Declan Alute.
You are happy?
Declan Alute, that's what I identify as now. Because see, but now I also want to cut my hair. Yawas inspired me because that's a very clean haircut.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very clean. And Anderson should take note.
Yeah, but I see your guest too, and maybe I want to grow my hair. So
so you are in between, you know. Talk about guests. We are here with Samuel Lincoln. Samuel, please bring the microphone down to your exactly. How are you doing?
I'm not bad, brother.
Yeah, I like the bass. I'm not bad, brother.
I'm not bad, brother.
Is it the kind of bass that only rich men have?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Because Charlie, your bass, I like it.
I'm learning from you.
No, it's not true. But I mean, how is everything, Samuel?
Not bad.
So, Samuel Linkum, in case you are new in the country, because I'm not sure how you love sports and you don't know Samuel Linkum, Brad Sami himself had stints at different age limit competitions, teams in the country, and also played at the highest level in the Black Stars, being at tournaments. When I say tournament, I mean the mighty of mighties. He's a very decorated player, also spent a lot of time in Europe. Played Udimpa or FC Basel when he used to play in the Champions League and all. So you've played in the Europa League, you've played in several leagues as well in Europe. You definitely are one of the go-to guys when it comes to Ghana football. How's life been since you were in the limelight proper? What exactly has the last 5 years or so been for you?
I think, the journey is not easy,
Yeah.
And yes, like you said, I enjoyed most in my career in Switzerland.
Okay.
Because, everybody want to play champion. Every player, that is the dream, play Champions League also. And, yeah, it's not
3FM 92.7.
I'm happy with myself, to be honest. Because it's not... I thank God also that there's no any injuries when I started, and even now that I feel like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. You understand? So I think I'm okay. Okay.
You've been in the country for some time, but before we get to what you do now, let's talk about your career as a whole. What would you say has been your biggest highlight as a footballer?
I think, let me put it this way. I think at the World Cup, when we are talking about football, World Cup is highest level in terms of football, because every leg will break and everybody will have opportunity to watch what is happening at the World Cup. So I think that also is a dream for every player to play World Cup as well. So I will talk about the World Cup.
I'm sure, you remember his days. The World Cup.
Yeah, of course, exactly. I mean, there are really, really good days with the Black Stars, in particular. But not to forget also his time at the under-20 level and just what he was able to do with the team. I mean, Samuel Lincoln has paid his dues.
He has.
He's paid his dues. He's someone that we should. I think as a football body or members of the football fraternity, he's someone that we need to celebrate. And I think that getting him on a show like Sports Ultras and getting his voice heard across the country and beyond, because we're on Facebook where quite a number of people are watching us. It just
outside the country. So.
Exactly, it just goes to celebrate the man as well. So
fantastic. Aniela, Income is here, and
he is. I'm still stunned because he looks like he hasn't aged a day.
No, actually, I think we need to get there because
he hasn't aged a day.
So Kawa, can you imagine? That's where Aniela was thinking.
No, that's what
we are talking about football. Because how the gentleman has been looking.
No, honestly, because I think about myself in Christ the King that's when most of us got to know when I was a child, right? And now seeing him on the screens and seeing him here, so what's the difference? But look at the difference between me. Y'all knows me. Y'all knows me since I was a teenager. But look at me now. You know, he has gained a day. So comparatively, I think he's still really in good shape. I think you have to invite him to come and play when the boys are out. In the strike position, you have to call him on.
One of these days, he will join the media general team.
Yeah, I'll be the coach,
and he'll be the captain. You'll be the coach.
I'll be the coach.
Okay, you are not allowed in the dressing room.
No,
you see different things. Anyway, let me just get back to Samuel. So you mentioned the Black Stars and how the World Cup was, obviously your highest point or your highlight as a footballer. Did you have any issues when you used to play with the GFA, with any of the players, any of the teammates? Did you have any issues with any of your former teammates?
I think no. I think I had there was a little bit misunderstanding. I think
3FM it was 92.7,
and I remember I think the coach was Kwesi Appiah at that time, and I was the captain of the team. And I remember when I was coming, it was even difficult for me to make that decision for Ghana national team under 23 and Dnipro. We were having also, I think we were having a league games, and also I want to also help the team to qualify for Olympic Games as well. And it came in such a way that I have to choose Ghana and Dnipro, which was my team. But at the end of the day, I know that I was born in Ghana, and I would never turn back of where I came from. So I choose Dnipro. I choose Ghana. I came, and when I went there, they signed 3 fullbacks in my position.
Wow.
To test you that you don't have chance to play anymore.
Yeah.
But it got to an extent that I have to they told me, we are not going to pay you 1 month salary. I said, no problem. If I will come and play Ghana national team for us to qualify in Olympic Games, and you will not give me 1 month salary, that's fine. But I didn't know that they would sign 3 fullbacks in my position.
Because then that obviously reduces your chances at all. And that effectively means you're not playing.
You are out of the team.
Wow. How did you handle it?
It was not easy though. It was not easy, but this is life. Life sometimes is like that. We all learn from our mistakes.
When you mentioned it was not easy, one of the things, and I'm not saying this in bad taste, I'm not trying to stir up trouble, but obviously because now you are an icon for the youth, for those who want to get into football or the young ones already in it.
3FM 92.7.
People need to learn from you. What are some of the biggest mistakes you think you made as a footballer?
I think, to be very honest with you, when there's a certain decisions that normally I took it alone,
Okay.
And I think that if I can also find let's say an advisor to also I want to do that, what do you think? You understand? So some certain decisions that it also cost me a lot. So I would just tell them that especially a contract, if they don't understand the contract, they shouldn't sign. So far as the team wants you, you can even take 4 days to just check the contract that you are signing.
You shouldn't be in a rush.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in a, because some of the contract, brother, when you sign it, you cry after. Because there's certain things they will put in the contract. You just think, every month I have to get this money. This is what you are focusing on. But you have to make sure that understand the contract that you want to sign. So that is why I want to also use this, also whatever I've been through, to also help the young ones that listen. Outside there is not the way me and you are watching on TV. We have to be very, mentally strong before we can go there.
Yeah. Now, Sammy, you just mentioned having someone by you to advise you when you're making a decision.
Yeah.
But from what we've seen,
3FM 92.7.
it doesn't look like when you are at the top of your career, at that level where you've played for top teams, you're playing the Champions League, it doesn't look like the players would listen to anybody. What accounts for that? What happens to you when you get to the very top and then, people try to talk to you and then you just don't hear them? Is it something that has to do with where you are, or what happens?
Sometimes some of the players, we allow ourselves for money to control us. When we get to the top, we think, okay, we don't look nowhere. We are like that, But that is why some of the players, I will not say that everybody. Some of the players also are having a lot of problems even after the career.
Yeah.
Because I think that when I want to do something and I come to you as a brother, what do you think? I think it's, even though if I will not listen to you, but it's better I share the ideas with you.
Yes.
And maybe there will be a certain point that you will say, and maybe I have to pick it from. You understand? So I'm just saying that when we get the money, we think that we are on top of the world.
Yeah. And okay, Aniela?
I just want to say that I think it's key he pointed out the bit about contracts, because most of the time, not even just in football, generally, if you're signing something, you are basically going to be bound by it. And if they go into enforcement against you, you want to renege on some of your contractual obligations, it only gets messy for you. So I'm happy that he brought that to bear. But I just want to ask Samuel, like, you've traveled around a whole lot. Sometimes we ask footballers how they assimilated to like different weather conditions, being away from family, moving to different places. How did you deal with that?
I remember when I went to Switzerland. Very cold. very cold. Very cold. And also before I was going, you know, I said to myself that, come on, I have to feed my family. You understand? So, and a lot of people were saying that country is very cold, and which I also understand. I was not there, but when I'm watching TV, I can feel it myself. So when I went there, I remember we have training 4:00, and in the night, like in the evening, we have 4:00 training. And first day I thought, okay, it's going to be a normal weather. In the morning, I saw that there was a sunshine. So all of a sudden, 3:00, the weather changed, started raining. And I went to the coach. I said, Coach, you know what? Can I train next day? He said, no, you have to train. I was feeling cold, brother.
Wow.
I was freezing there. But, you know, like I told you, I know where I went there, so I have to also.
Does that affect you when you are in a tough game? Maybe say a Champions League game. You're playing in Russia, Lokomotiv or any of them, and the weather is so cold. Does that affect your performance on the pitch?
Yes. I if I'm not wrong, we played I think Europa game, Dnipro against Fulham in Ukraine, in Dnipro.
Yeah.
It was. I even told the coach Wandu Ramos to change me. Normally, when you are wearing size, let's say 6, you need to get maybe size 8 or 9, because you know your feet will be so cold to the extent that you kick the ball, but you don't, how to say, I don't know how to even describe it. It's like, yes, you don't feel your legs.
You're going numb in there.
Yeah, so it's not easy.
Yeah.
So that is why sometimes you have to also.
I mean, sometimes we see our guys play there, and we are like, "Why are you not able to play?" And you know, these are some of the backstories.
When it's freezing, trust me. Yeah. Sometimes you say, "Oh, why you should have played the game ball like this or something like that." He know what he's going through on the pitch.
Okay. So let's come down to when you came back to Ghana. Why Hearts of Oak?
Okay, I came to Ghana because I'm a professional, and I said to myself that I want to play Ghana League.
Okay.
You know, so at the end of the day, I choose Hearts of Oak because they were ready for
3Sports.
And when you chose Hearts of Oak, have you at any point regretted?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm a football player, and that is my contract, and I have to be professional. So I just focus on the pitch, nothing more.
Okay.
Sammy, how have the Kotoko people, you know, accepted your Hearts of Oak move? It's tough because you have been a Kotoko player. You left and then you came back. Everybody thought you were going to Kotoko. Then you go to Hearts of Oak.
I think this kind of question I've answered. Even the last time, the Kotoko fans were bashing me. I'm ungrateful, and a lot of stuff. But I want to also let them know that I know they wanted me to be in the team, but it doesn't mean that because of I'm Samuel Lincoln, I'm a legend, I can just hold my bag and go to the pitch that I want to play. Nowadays, it doesn't work like that. They have a coach, they have a CEO, and they have to come forward. Okay, the CEO sent me the offer when I was in Georgia. And we started discussing it, we started talking about it. So when I came to Ghana, I called him, and he said he would get back to me. So later on, even some of the board members have to come inside also asking, what is happening? What do you want? What do you want us to do? It got to a point that I even told them that if there's no money, I'll play for free.
Wow.
Because it's the same team that gave me the platform. But at the end of the day, what I heard is that they were having 4 full right backs in the position, and which he's the coach. At that time, it was Ogum at that time.
Yeah.
And yes, it was like, how to say it, we have 4 right backs in the position, and when I come, I will be 5. You understand?
Yeah.
And he's the coach. I respect him for that. I will not tell him that, pick me at all costs. No.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he know what he want. He know the kind of game plan he want to play. He know the players that he think that they can deliver for him.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of pressure on me because of the fans.
Yeah.
They were thinking I would go back to Kotoko, but I would just let them know that I cannot go without any invitation.
How do you take the fans bashing when they were bashing you, saying all sorts of things against you, and knowing how much you love Kotoko? How did you take it?
I take it because, to be honest, they want me to be in the team, you know, and they know what I did for them before I left the country. That is the last club I played before I went to Basel. They know the kind of money I gave it to them as a club, you know. But at the end of the day, I understand that. That's why I'm taking the bashing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't regret it when they are insulting me that you're ungrateful or something like that. I took it in the good faith because at the end of the day, I didn't go back to Qatar.
Have you gone to Kumasi?
Yeah, I've been there.
Have you seen the fans?
Yeah, I remember my first game also, I was playing against them. And anytime I have the ball, oh my God, they can scream.
Yeah.
But at the point in time, they started coming back. When I got the ball, they started my nickname again, Ebue, this kind of stuff. Yeah, I cherish them.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes, how do you just block out the noise? Not even in relation to this Hearts-of-Oak Kotoko incident, throughout your entire playing career. Does it affect your playing when people are saying negative things about you, or you're reading negative things about yourself in the media, or you just block out the noise and move on?
I normally, to be honest, for me, for instance, if somebody say, oh, you didn't play well, like Wasan, you don't know how to play, I take it in a good faith. I don't argue. You understand? Because I like people who can tell me my mistake than people they pretend. Even though if you're not playing good, they will just come to you. Oh, you play very well. Even you yourself, you know you didn't play well.
Exactly.
So sometimes I accept it. I don't give any. I don't be down on that kind of stuff. It even motivates me more.
And so now that you're at Hearts, do you feel that you are continuing, sort of a tradition of some of these older guys, the experienced guys who have seen it all in Europe, come down here and give back to the Ghana Premier League?
Yes.
Was that a real intention?
Yes, I wanted to play.
It wasn't about keeping yourself fit?
No. I was having 1 year contract.
Okay.
Before I came, I canceled it before I came to Ghana. And when I came, like I said, we also want the young ones to also know that outside there is not the way they are seeing it.
Right.
First of all, they have to be very disciplined in terms of the timing. When they said 12 o'clock training, they come 1 o'clock. So we are trying to also let them know that this is the kind of...
That's what they do here?
It happened. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you give time.
I would not even say something like football, for instance. Like
even regular events, anything.
When they tell
Ghana
me
man time.
Sometimes it's African time. We're all saying that time is money. So that is something that this white people, they are very it's important for them. When they say 3, you're supposed to be there 3. 3-1, you have a problem. So this is some of the things that we are in the league to tell them that, hey, you have to do that. We're just trying to give them advice before they can go there.
What is the thing you saw in the Hearts team that shocked you the most? The worst form of discipline?
I think, let me put it this way. I remember when we were in we were training Aquinas.
Okay.
I think it was Boedu time, and we played a game. We played certain game, and we couldn't get the result that we want. And we came to the training, and everybody was, everybody's talking, and it's like they don't care that we lost. You understand? And it's like nothing at stake. And I was standing there, and I was even shocked that, hey, we played a game, we didn't play well, and you guys are like, you took the league. So I step in, I say, hey, listen, you are playing a team that maybe you guys doesn't understand the team that you are playing. Maybe you don't know the meaning of the team that you are playing. You are playing traditional team, and this is the team that people worship. So you shouldn't, guys, like, don't laugh. It's supposed to be sad that we lost even that game. So this is some of the things that sometimes when I found out that we lost and they are happy, I just come in, I say, hey, come on, this is not how you have to behave. You have to be professional. Feel something. You understand? So yeah, this is some of the things.
Okay, so I would move on from there and quickly go to what you are doing now. Besides Hearts of Folk, what are you doing? What's Samuel Inkum doing? People want to know.
I want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to help the young ones.
Okay.
I said to myself that I will not be a coach, and I can never be a coach.
Why?
I'm saying this because it's not every player who play football can be a coach.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in football that players can also do. It's not only that because you are a legend, you're supposed to be a coach. No. You can do scouting. You can also learn players management and stuff. And this is what I want to do. I want to help the young ones going to players management. You understand? Because we have a bunch of potentials in Ghana, but they need a good platform to also showcase themselves. So this is the kind of job that I want to do now, to help them to develop. Like when I came to Hasselhoff, Kunedu Yadum came. I saw him, even though sometimes he makes mistakes, I told him that he will be the best if he stay focused. And at the end of the day, he got contract recently, and I was the one. I was the one who brought it. You understand?
Because that's Kunedu's contract.
Yeah, Kunedu's contract.
How did you negotiate that?
To Kribas.
Yeah.
I play in Ukraine, which you know.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of links in Ukraine. So they asked me about central back, and I said, yeah, he's the one. And the team also checked. They said, okay, we are in the same page. I try to help the young ones.
Yeah.
One guy in Tamale, Archie, also his name is Steven, and also the same. He's going to Georgia at the moment. He's going to play he's going to play with Diligori also. I try to help them.
Yeah.
Because our time we didn't get this platform. So I said to myself that I just want them to know that they have to do more, and when they do more, some of us will also try to help them to get there.
Wow. Are you acting as a professional agent in this regard, or you are just helping, or is it that now you have a scouting network and you are an agent?
I'm not an agent, but because I'm working for a lot of companies, also a lot of teams now, they ask me every time my opinion. If they want play in Africa, they ask me, Samuel, what do you think? Then I will also give whatever I know about the player to them. And when they say yes, then I have to go and talk to the team that, listen, this is the club, this is what they want to offer, what do you think? Yeah, so this is some of the things that I'm doing at the moment.
On the coaching bits, I appreciate that you say that not everybody is supposed to coach. I mean, we see some players who have transitioned to coaching and it hasn't really worked out up until now. Y'all know a few of them.
Lampard.
I almost mentioned Maradona. Why Lampard? Why Lampard?
But somehow, because you haven't really tried it out yet. Maybe on like a team level, still in the playing body, you may have assumed some level of coaching was. But how do you know for a fact that it's not something you flourish at?
Like I said, I know what I want. I don't want to put myself in a situation that, yes, I have idea, but that doesn't mean I can coach. When sometimes our matches, sometimes I also share my ideas with coach David Oklu. What do you think? Maybe you can do it this way. That doesn't mean I'm a coach.
Yeah, of course.
I have idea. That's why I said that I cannot be a coach.
But professionally, all it takes is for you to start doing the courses.
You can do the course, you can get pro license, whatever. So you have to feel for yourself.
Your coaching record.
Yeah. You understand?
Sammy, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kawa is saying he agrees because a lot of people walk around now with almost every level of license in coaching.
Yeah.
But
that's on paper. On the pitch.
Yeah, you give them the work and
your first how many games lost?
Yeah.
No, Terry, you have to explain that.
Yeah, when you have certificate, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's different than
that's you and Emmanuel Jambedu.
Yeah.
When you faced off Hearts of Oak against Olympics.
Yeah, this match we talked a lot before. When I was in the hotel, he called me. He said, whether you like it or not, we are going to beat you guys. But I don't think I think the game was 0-0.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good when you see a guy that you started with, who were both in under 20. We achieved something that we want as a player, We brought the ultimate to Ghana. Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
And now both of us are in the Ghana League as well. It's the same league that gave us the platform.
Yeah.
So I always tell the guys, some of them, that listen, if things are not moving well in Europe, don't feel shy to come back. You can come back, do it again and go back.
Yeah.
Don't think that, okay, Ghana League is nothing. It's something. Let's cherish what we have, and I think that's the most important thing.
Sammy, let me just shift focus a bit. There's one thing that has dominated media spaces across the world. One of it's Benjamin Mendy, his issue with the women and the court issue and all of that. And it hasn't been just Mendy. It's been quite a number of footballers, and it's been recurring over the last few years. What do you make of all of these accusations, allegations, and having to do courts back and forth because of some of these issues?
I think everybody has different background, you understand? And at the end of the day, you saw what happened. Everybody saw that he was not how we were bashing him, that why this, why that. The problem is that if something happened, sometimes we don't take our time to also... Everybody wants breaking news, you understand? But I think that before you do that, you have to do your research very well. It happened to him. I think from today, he has learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. From today, I think he has learned a lot from women, you understand? But I think that, in my opinion, I always advise the young players that start now, get to know the lady that you want to be with in future than when you are a star. When you're a star, you don't know whether it's coming because of your fame, because of the money you have. So I keep on also advising the young.
And when you get there, to the women are a lot.
They will come.
Aniela, stop coming.
I don't do anything.
But everything depends on you.
Yeah.
You know what you want. You understand? So, women, no matter what, football and women, it's like, I don't know how to say. I don't even have a word to describe it, but you have to also be careful whatever you do. Be professional. That's it.
But did you have any scandal like that ever that didn't come out maybe?
No.
Are you sure you're not hiding?
I started early.
No, but Kerry, I get that he started early, but what do you do to curb that? Because I think that for most people, like I was saying, when you get into that position, that's the first time you're seeing that kind of money. That's the first time you're seeing that kind of attention. That's the first time you're seeing these different types of people.
From 200 Ghana cedis to straight to
back home,
20,000.
Nobody was probably paying any attention to you. They didn't even know your name. You go out there, you're playing for a big club. Everybody's eyes are on you. How do you deal with that kind of pressure? How do you? Because you are disciplined. You said it yourself.
But not everybody can be
exactly.
Like you.
Yeah, but that is why I'm also saying that they shouldn't allow the money to control them.
Yeah.
Everybody work to be paid. You understand? And now that you are playing football, after the football, you have to enjoy whatever you have done in football.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you spend it like that after the football, if you are not lucky, it will be something different. You understand? So I think that they have to take care of when the money is coming.
I'll come back to the scouting because I have a bit of interest there because, it will be great to know that our ex-footballers actually have a plan for the younger ones.
Yeah.
So I want to get there shortly. But before that, you're one of the new players. You're one of the first players, to get into the social media era? Because I mean, it was around that time that you know, Facebook started springing up and all that, and you used to be very vibrant on social media. Do you have any lessons from there? Did you have any experiences from being very active on social media? Did it help you? Did it take you back? What advice will you give? Because again, nowadays one of the most trendy questions to footballers is, would you still be on social media if not for the fact that, you know, it's good for work? Because they're always getting bashed on social media. Some of them get psychological issues.
Their families are attacked.
There are times where clubs and leagues have to come in and suspend, you know, some of these, you know, abusing fans. Players have had to cancel their subscription to some of these social media apps. But you were very active. Did you have any positive impacts? Did it have any negative impact on you?
Brother, this is a very good question though. But recently I'm the one controlling my social media. I have one guy in Russia, his name is Rashad, who was the one when I was active playing. Okay. He was the one controlling my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and stuff. I'm not the one.
Oh, okay.
But recently I'm the one that sometimes I tweet, I go to Instagram, post 1 or 2 pictures. But this is advice to the players. Social media can let you stop even your career, football. If you are not strong enough, don't go there. Because maybe for me, if you said to me like, okay, family stuff, maybe I'll take it very light. But I don't think it's every player that can be the way like I take certain things, you understand? So if you are not ready for it, don't even go there. Other than that, maybe something bad can happen.
But someone with your post like Rashad, would he come to you and say, is this okay to post, or you trust him wholeheartedly?
No, sometimes he sent me.
Did he make mistakes?
Yes, there was a time I think he put something, Russian something or Ukrainian something on my page. Ghanaians started bashing me. You don't even talk about things that happen in Ghana and you are talking about Ukraine. The stuff happening in Ukraine, you understand? But at the end of the day, I told him, I said, listen, only football I want. Please don't put nothing apart from football. So he also understands me, but once in a while he does.
Did that help you? I mean, how did it help you to your playing career when Rashad was handling it? Because I mean, you don't even see the insults in any way.
No, sometimes I go there. Sometimes I go there and see. This, for instance, about this Ukrainian thing that I was saying. I went there. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
You couldn't sleep.
I couldn't sleep. You know, bashing left and right. Well, now you are a politician. Now you are this, and I don't. I caused it. Nobody believed that I'm not the one. You understand?
Yeah,
so
But even sometimes that's not even the intention behind the tweet. Sometimes y'all can tweet something so mundane and somebody's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
when you're in a public eye, everybody feels they can criticize anything you do, everything you do. So, I mean, this is just some of the veins of the work. But you are also one of the players that phased out, or let me put it this way. Sometimes you played right back. Sometimes you played right wing. We even saw that in the national teams. These days, in modern football, we have right wing back.
Yes.
In your days, you didn't have that. You had the traditional fullback,
number
two or number 7.
Yeah.
Would you have fancied playing as a wing back?
Yes. You know, that position need energy. You know, even some of our coaches are doing it. And excuse me to say, I'm not saying they are not good coaches. Before you even play that kind of game plan, you have to know the players that you have.
Okay.
Don't just sit there and say, okay, Manchester, they are playing 3 backs. So you also...
Antonio Conte is playing 3 backs, so you also want to do same.
Like, you have to... It's something that's how we have preseason. You go to preseason, you buy the players that they can understand your philosophy in the game. You understand? Now, because I have energy, why not? At a point in time, when we went to 2010 World Cup, I was playing the same position. You understand? Because when they watch, I think Uruguay or something like, the left back was not all that good. He doesn't come forward too much, so we have to push him. That is where we know that when we pass, we have a goal. So the motive, me playing that position, they want me to attack more.
Oh.
So that is why I was playing there.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Oh, it's very good you brought Uruguay. Do you think about that game?
Too much. Too much, my brother. But football is like that, brother. Nobody want to go there and lose. We all want to achieve something for our country or as a player, you know. But when lose come, why don't want to take it like that? You have to take it.
But is that the way we lost
was too painful. It was too painful.
Are you sure? Yeah, it was too painful because we also wanted to win. Who doesn't want to play World Cup final?
Yeah.
Everybody want. Every player want to achieve this. This is something that they will remember you, even if you're no more.
Yeah.
You understand? Today we are talking because of under 20. Income is the one who, you understand?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do something that your country can always, even if you are no more, they can always remember you.
Talk about that. I would move on from the World Cup. Have you seen any players in Ghana that you think can be the next Inkum?
Yeah.
You think can be the next Ajambidu, the next ASEAN?
There's a lot of them.
In the Ghana Premier League?
In the Ghana Premier League or below the Premier League?
No, Ghana Premier League, even the first division. I'm somebody that I go around because I want to help the young ones, so I go around.
So do you do your scouting when Hearts of Oak travel or it's side?
No, it's side.
Okay.
It's side. And sometimes even when we are playing the league, when I see somebody who has the potential also, I approach the person, I say, hey, keep it up. You get there, you understand? So I think at the moment, we have a bunch of them. I cannot even name them. We have a bunch of them, to be honest.
So what's stopping them from signing? Really?
But the problem is that we have to guide them and guide them well. I can feel like I'm the best, but maybe I don't know what I have. So you need somebody to step in and tell you, listen, if you don't believe in yourself, how can I believe you? So first you have to believe in what you have as a player, then I can come and also support you. So this is something that some of the players doesn't know what they have.
When you say guiding, it's too raw for me. I don't understand. Because how were you guided?
Okay.
When you had to make the move from the local terrain
to Europe.
And how do these guys also get the same kind of guidance? Because when you say guidance, I mean, what does it mean?
Okay, let's say to guide him, to give him, encourage him also to tell. When I was in Kotoko, for instance, I said to myself that I would never go for trials.
Okay.
I said to myself, there's a lot of clubs who came, Kwambaya will be my witness, and I told myself that I would never go because I want a team from Europe to come and sign me.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So I know a lot of players here in Ghana, because of the salary that they are getting in Ghana league, everybody want to go. Even if it's $500, $1,000, they want to go. I'm not saying they are making wrong decision, but I think that when they wait for, let's say, another more year, maybe this year you play very well, everybody's talking about you, you should stay focused, play another one more year. You yourself, you feel that you are matured. When you are going to Europe, you are like, you understand?
Like more comfortable in your role.
You feel you are ready.
Yes, you are ready. It shouldn't be maybe one more season and everybody. I know, because family also, the pressure coming there is also not easy. A player is the player who is feeding the whole family. So sometimes it's not their fault as well. That is why I'm saying that you need sometimes people who can guide them. Talk to them. Encourage them that I know you want to go, but think about where you are going, if you are going to play or not. This is certain things that the players have to know as the young players. You understand? Because if Real Madrid come for any young player in Ghana, the person will go direct because Real Madrid is Real Madrid. But also, it depends the what do you call it? Maybe under 17 or the team that you are going to play. Because when you are going there because it's Real Madrid, then maybe you don't know what you want.
Exactly.
You have to go there and also play big impact there, not because you are going. No. So this is some of the things that I've decided that I will let the players know before.
Is there a confidence issue with some of the players who play in the Ghana Premier League? I'm asking because a few years ago, one of the Hearts of Oak players, joined the Black Stars. They went to South Africa, and in an empty stadium, he was shaking. He said it on radio that he was shaking. Is that a confidence issue? Then, and what can we do to boost the confidence of the players who play here, so that they don't get caught in the moments when they are playing in a big stadium, a stadium that's way bigger than the Accra Sports Stadium or the Bavaria Stadium?
You know, the problem is that nowadays, you know, our league, for instance, we are not getting the fans to fill the stadium.
Yeah.
And that is another one factor.
Okay.
But as a player, there's something that you have to know, that you were waiting for that opportunity. So the moment that opportunity comes, you have to be ready for it.
Right.
You understand? I will say this, for instance, because a lot of players, like I said, they don't know what they want. They don't know what they have. That's why my main focus is that to help the young ones to know that, hey, you wanted to go there. I'm happy anytime when I'm going to play Champions League, and the music alone gives me joy. Right. You understand? Yeah. You know, you feel that you are doing something. You understand? So I think that this is something that they also want to. They have to know that when they are there, it's football. They are coming there to watch them. So they have to be much confidence and do whatever they want.
So this is my last question to you. Now you're not playing in Europe, so I can ask you this question. What club did you support as a boy?
I like that.
What European club did you support as a boy?
So I'm think very carefully.
No, actually, I know. I know.
Right now, nobody can beat you.
No. Yeah. I know, because everybody. I'm saying this because those who know me, they know.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Oh.
Sammy. Oh, next season. What can I say?
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Thank you, Yao.
I'm diehard.
You're diehard Arsenal fan. Yeah. So what would it mean for you if your son is able to get into Arsenal?
To be honest, then I will say to myself that, oh God, thank you. You understand? Because then I can feel that, okay, he's also following in my footsteps. You understand? Yeah. Because I support this team. I remember when I was in Winneba, we're in academy in Winneba, we used to even play against Arsenal, Chelsea, even the boys.
Okay.
Those who support Arsenal will go aside, those who support Chelsea. Yeah. You know, we make it so exciting.
Yeah, but usually who was losing? The Chelsea boys.
Sometimes Chelsea lose, sometimes
Arsenal. But more. Sammy, more Chelsea. Arsenal. More, no. We can't take it. But Sammy, anyway. Terry, please. Final one. It should just be 30 seconds.
Okay.
Sammy, you mentioned having to feed your family. I feel like most of the time, people see footballers think they have it all. People in your nuclear family, extended family, even different people in the community are always asking you for things. How do you deal with the pressure of people asking you for money, people asking you for favors? How does it feel turning them down?
To be honest, it's not easy though, you know, and also you have to also, when you have to help, because I think that they also support you in prayers, and as soon as you get there, you shouldn't turn your back towards them. You understand? I think you also have to. How can you want God to bless you, but this is the kind of things that God will also bless you.
Give and receive.
Yes,
definitely. But I mean, know you're an Arsenal fan. Next season, Champions League.
Yes, I think we have to give him time. He's building a team.
So you think you win the Champions League?
I'm not saying that.
He's not saying that.
I'm not saying that.
Time.
Of course,
but the league.
It's not even the league. I'm an Arsenal fan. Why not? I want to win the league, brother. You are a Chelsea fan. Do you want them to lose?
No, they'll not win next season.
We have to move on. But there was a picture on the screen where you stood with a lot of kids. Is that part of your scouting mission? And then there was a special kid that also came up. Who is he? What does he do?
Yes, I think Jackson is a boy that they recommended me. He was born in Holland.
Okay.
Very good talent. Very, very good talent. I watched a couple of his videos, and I think that he's a player to watch.
What position does he play?
He can play, I think 4 or 5 positions.
Hey.
Wow.
Yes, very talented player.
How old is he?
He's just 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
and already you can see the talent.
Yeah. I watched the video. I don't even have a word to describe this kid.
Oh, really?
Very good player.
Do you have plans for him?
Big time. Big time. I even told him, I called the parents and I spoke to them that why not? If we also have the opportunity to recommend certain players. He is very young, and when I put him, I don't want to name the club that I will put him, and he can develop very well.
Okay. So what's this? Is this a group? Is this a team? I see them in jerseys, 2 sets of jerseys.
Yes, it was a school that they invited me.
Okay.
And I was there, and also I saw almost like 8 big potential
in this team.
This kid. So yeah, that is something that I told you that now I will start doing it. I don't need to go to a team. Schools have a bunch of talent, but we are not paying too much attention.
Is that a problem you think in Ghana? And that's my last question to you. Do you think that's a problem in Ghana where you feel we are trying to catch footballers at Ghana Premier League level, and maybe they are too old, and maybe development at that point will be difficult to to execute?
I think we have to go there. If we don't have to think that win. We have to also think like the kid that they have the potential, how to develop them. I know we have 2 clubs in Ghana, Hasselhoff and Kotoko. If you are not mature, don't go there. You understand? But that doesn't mean that you see a talent there, you see potential there, and you cannot develop them.
Okay.
I'm just saying that we like going to maybe street to pick the players, but we have so much talent in the schools also that we have to pay attention.
Okay. All right, Samuel. I think it's been a great conversation. We said we are going to have a 30 minutes conversation with you, and it's 50 minutes already.
In a way, you're an Arsenal fan. It's always great.
But I mean, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you, and hopefully we get to speak to you again. Touching on several other issues that we want to also look at. So thank you very much for passing through. Do you have any final words before we go?
Yes. First of all, I have to also thank you for giving me this amazing platform. And your colleagues here are also amazing. And what we have to do is that, I'm just saying this in general, Ghana League is for us. We shouldn't start giving a lot of negative stuff. We all have our duty to develop. It's not only supposed to be the FA president or something. If you know you love the game, let's all help, let's come together and support our league.
Thank you very much, Samuel.
You're welcome.
All right. But it's a bit of a deja vu negative moment for the Super Falcons. I'm talking about what happens to African teams when we go to major tournaments. You see that's what I'm talking about. Money. It's not just Ghana. If you follow international news, you would know that it's almost the entire continent. Maybe besides Morocco and Egypt. They have the money. But West Africa, there are always protests. And so the Nigerian... Actually, this story started sometime in June, where even before the tournament started, there were a bit of protest. There was news that the players were unhappy because of the agreement and how the NFF were reneging on certain promises and all that. But I mean, they started, they're playing, and still the rumors are not going anywhere. Before I pick the thoughts of my guys here in the studio, I would go straight to Omar Katuba, who, has been following the story and definitely understands what it means in and around Nigerian football. So let's go straight to Omar. Omar, good evening. Can you hear me? Hello, Omar. Can you hear me? Okay, it looks like Omar cannot hear me, so we'll work on that. But yeah, basically we're talking about the Super Falcons and just how troubling it's been when you look at the the bonuses that have been unpaid. I've been joined in the studio by Yao Ampofo Jr. and he joins us to have or enjoy the rest of the conversation up until 7:30. That's where we wrap up. Yao is also here with me. Yao, any thoughts on the Falcons and the bonuses?
I think that it's been a like you said, it's been a recurring issue, and I don't know why we have to go through this every time, and particularly with the Falcons, really, because it hasn't happened with the Eagles in a long time. So if it hasn't happened with the Eagles, then why should it happen with the Falcons? And you know that when it comes to Nigerian football, I mean, usually there's a huge gulf between the men's football players of certain countries and then the women's football team in certain countries. But I think in Nigeria, the gap has almost been bridged because the Falcons are as big as the Eagles, and so you don't expect some of these things to be happening, especially to the Falcons, who have been Africa's shining lights for women's football for a very, very long time. So I just hope that they are able to settle these things. But if this costs them a place to the next stage of the competition, I think that it will be very, very bizarre, because Nigeria gave their all against Australia and they won that game. And I think that Nigeria have a team that can stand in front of anybody at this Women's World Cup. So if they are able to do that and they are able to sort out their issues, they could go all the way to the semi-final. But for now, things are not happening as you would want them to be. I mean, the Women's World Cup has been it's been very open. Today, Colombia beat Germany. There was an instance where France played a draw with Jamaica. Panama also giving a tough time to some of their opponents. Haiti, against England, ending 1-0. So there's very, very close results. So if the Falcons can keep their heads down, I feel like they can really go all the way in this competition. And so it's very sad to see that these money issues are coming in at a point where they really, really need to do well at this World Cup.
Omar, good evening. Can you hear me? Is Omar still on the line? Omar Katuba, can you hear me, please?
Yes, good evening. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, finally I can hear you, and you're welcome to Sports Ultras.
You're not too loud, but I'll try to get what you're saying.
Oh, sorry about that, but hopefully you are able to follow the conversation. What's happening with the Falcons and all this unpaid bonuses and protests? I mean, it's something that obviously would mar such a beautiful tournament that Nigeria are having in Australia.
Well, I mean, it's not something that started today. Just for context, we're talking about the 9 times African champions, the most successful football team in Africa, male or female, the only African national team to have qualified for every World Cup in their category. That is how big the brand of the Super Falcons should be. But now, it's something that has started a long time ago. In Morocco, if you recall, at the WAFCON, they came out, they placed 4th, which was a disaster by Nigerian standard, because we expected them to win their 10th title. But of course, the reasons were not far-fetched. The players went on a protest after the semi-final game. Before they played the third place match, they went on protest because promises by the NFF were not met and they were not happy with their financial condition. They played a friendly game in the US, 2 friendly games. They were not paid. And of course, when you're invited by the US national team, the US Federation pays for everything. But the players were still not paid. 4 players of the Falcons, as we speak till date, are being owed $39,000 in total, $9,500 each. These are 4 players who are Nigerian Americans, and they're saying that the reason they've not been paid is because they have a problem with their account. And I mean, for me, that's a load of rubbish. And it has continued from there till date. At the World Cup in France, the players refused to leave their hotel after their last game because they knew that if they left the hotel, they would not be paid. So it's something that has been reoccurring, and I don't know when this will stop. I will not forget when they won the AFCON or the WAFCON, I beg your pardon, in South Africa, and they were all ferried with a vehicle that is used to ferry yam or farm produce. And it tells you of how bad they value these girls. These are the most successful, or these girls are the most successful national team in Africa, male or female. And look at how they're treated. It's incredibly shocking.
I mean, yeah, I like the fact that you kept emphasizing on the fact that they are the most successful team on the continent. And it's worrying that, you know, the handlers of Nigerian football do not see it fit to, you know, treat these ladies extremely well. And I add extremely because, I mean, look at their heroics at the World Cup. Winning against the host nation, drawing against Canada of all teams. I mean, very, very good heroics there by the goalkeeper in that penalty, you know, save in that game. They are doing everything. They are giving it their best. And it's in a group where it could have easily gone, you know, sideways. And they are topping this group. At what point does it stop? I mean, 2022, it happened. We had similar stories. In 2004, I think that was the first time it happened, you know, with the Falcons not being treated right. I'm not sure at what point it stops that a team that is doing so well for the country is constantly being treated poorly.
First thing first, it says a lot about how much we value female football and in general, how much we value our girls. We say we respect women, but we don't show it. And they say action speaks louder than words. In my opinion, these girls should be pampered. These girls should be treated, you know, with absolute respect. But here we are, the NFF treat them with disdain. Let me also say that the NFF got $960,000 from FIFA as money for teams that qualified for the FIFA World Cup. But as we speak, they refuse to pay the girls because the girls had an agreement with the NFF and said, give us 30% of the FIFA money and you take 70%. But when FIFA made an announcement that each player of every team will get $30,000 if they reach the next round and up to $270,000 if they win the tournament, the NFF suddenly backed out of the agreement. And they said, oh, FIFA is going to pay you. But that's a different agreement compared to what we had because you are getting money from FIFA. And let me also let you know that the coach, Randy Waldron, the American coach, went on an outburst before the World Cup and talked about how he has been owed 7-month salary leading to the tournament and talked about how he would have resigned if not for the girls. And the response of the NFF was absolutely...
Oh, it looks like we've lost Omar Katsu, but he was, you know, hitting on quite, you know, a number of interesting things when it comes to the Super Falcons. It's crazy. It's crazy because then, you know, once that almost $1 million was released to the NFF. Okay, Omar, you're back. So let's just have you continue, please.
Yes. The NFF media officer responded in the most childish way you can imagine. And I'm quoting him verbatim. He said, a very incompetent coach, the coach of the national team of Nigeria leading to the World Cup. And he continued, he has found his voice again because he now realizes he's close to achieving the biggest dream of his career. That is the NFF media officer responding to a coach complaining about unpaid bonuses, unpaid salaries, leading to the World Cup. And here we are.
And this is the coach, and this is a coach that is guiding you to great results.
Exactly. It was humongously disappointing. And here we are, the girls are doing well, 4 points from 2 games, topping their group, beating the host nation, and on the verge of qualifying for the next round. These girls, as we speak, are still unhappy with the NFF. But they're doing this for themselves, for Nigerians, and of course for the love of the game.
For themselves and for the love of the game, and then of course for Nigeria. But it looks like they're not doing this for the NFF because they're not handling them well. They are not.
If it were to be for the NFF, the girls will be out by now.
but Omar, before we move on to other things, do we have any positive signs of this being resolved and resolved?
To be honest, no. It's a case of confusion, disorganization, and disaster as far as Nigerian football is concerned right now. The former NFF president, Amaju Melvin Pinnick, handed a complete disaster to the current NFF chairman, and he's been struggling from the day he became the NFF president or chairman, whatever it is, to clean the mess left by Amaju Pinnick.
Wow.
And I think he's not been able to find balance. He's not been able to find his bearing. And I don't think that this problem of unpaid bonuses to the Falcons will be the first thing on his mind. The Super Eagles coach currently is out of contract. He's not renewed. We don't know the situation. We currently have a coach that has no contract. And the World Cup qualifiers is just, before us. So there's a lot of problems. And the Falcons, I don't think, will be the optimum focus of this current NFF. So I don't see that problem being solved anytime soon. But thank God for FIFA, because with FIFA's announcement, the girls have some hope. If they win or draw against Ireland tomorrow, they will be sure of getting $36,000 each. And if they go as far as the final, they will be sure of getting $270,000 each. If not for FIFA, I'm sure we'll go back to the same story of unpaid bonuses, unpaid allowances, promises not met, and strike once again. Let me just tell you before we go and the worst thing is that when the players complain, they are shut out of the national team. Desire Okpara spoke out in favor of his teammates some years ago because they were not paid their allowances, bonuses, and what have you. She was shut out of the national team for 2 years. She just returned before the World Cup, and the coach took her to the World Cup. So this is one of the biggest problems we are having. When you speak up, you are shut out.
Speak up for me about Victor Osimhen. Is he moving from Napoli this summer?
I doubt. It looks very complicated. It looks very difficult. I think that he will renew his contract. Even if he doesn't want to, he's in a very tight corner. The transfer market is crazy. It's basically been taken over by the Saudi Arabians. And I'm not sure Victor wants to go that way.
It's interesting you brought Saudi Arabia into it, because a few hours ago there's news that Al Hilal have looking to sign him, and the Napoli president wants 200 million euros. That's only 100 short of Mbappe's, offer.
Good. Now, let me tell you why that is going to be a problem.
Okay.
We know that Saudi Arabia have not been paying huge amount of money for sign-on fees.
Okay.
You look at the recent transfer market. Saudi Arabia is even behind the English Premier League with all of the bars. What it says to you is that they are spending more money on wages, not on sign-on fees. And if they are going to sign any player for 200 million, that player must offer more than sporting excellence. What they are doing in Saudi Arabia is beyond football. Yeah. Anyone looking at it from a footballing perspective will miss the point. That's why for players like Ronaldo, Benzema, they are paying more, because it's not just for footballing reasons. So a player like Osimhen will offer them just football. Hey, they're not going to pay 200 million euros for Victor Osimhen. Yeah. That is one of the biggest reasons why Victor will have to stay at Napoli and hope that maybe in January or in June, something happens. They're offering him 6.5 million euros per annum, and right now they are still on the negotiating table.
Okay, Omar, thank you very much for that insight, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, and of course, picking your thoughts. But when you Nyamiadom a year, and Yafuzulabi is also here. But I mean, before I let you go, you followed the transfer market, and what do you think about the African transfers or the interest in the African players? Mane, for example, going to Saudi Arabia, but he's not there alone as a Senegalese or as an African. Mendy and Koulibaly join him. Riyad Mahrez is also in there. There is Hakim Ziyech, who was very, very close to signing, for them as well. There have been a lot of other African movements, in Europe. What would you make of the transfers on an African level?
Well, it looks quite positive. If you look at the move of Samuel Chukwueze to AC Milan, that's a big step up from Villarreal of Spain to AC Milan. Yeah. European giant, not just Italian giant, one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I think on that perspective, you want to say that it looks quite positive. But if you see the number of African players going to Saudi Arabia, he says one thing and confirms what Ojo Igalo said in the interview with me that has gone viral, that, hey, we're playing football for money, especially African players. And I've tweeted in the last couple of days that look at the players going to Saudi Arabia. It's either they are Africans born in France or Africans born in Africa who are playing in Europe. But hey, you can't begrudge them. Yeah. At the end of the day, even Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia.
I know, for the money.
There is to earn in the world, but he went to Saudi Arabia for the money. So it's all about the money right now, and that has basically changed the color of the transfer market. And African players are taking advantage of the biggest opportunity provided by the Saudi Arabians to make the kind of money that they may never have been able to make in their careers in Europe. Perhaps go back to Africa and invest some in and help the economy in Africa to grow.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Omar. We'll definitely get in touch with you again.
Subsequently,
and of course, a big pleasure having you here. Omar Katsuba there speaking to us on Sports Ultras as we begin the next phase of the conversation. I'm talking about transfers. We have just about 21 minutes to wrap up the show, and one of the biggest things being talked about in this transfer window is Moises Caicedo. He's today on our radar for £100 million. Yeah, I'll start with you once again before I move to my other guests.
Yeah.
Does he deserve that?
No, I don't think he deserves that.
Man United pulled out of it. Is it because of a feel like this?
No, I think.
Did you envisage they'll be so strong?
The thing about United was that when Caicedo was coming from Ecuador, back then,
he was linked.
The thing is, he was offered to United, and then United passed on him. He goes to Brighton. He makes a name for himself, but I don't think he's still a £100 million player. I'm sorry, I just don't think so. But for what we've made the market, for what the teams have made the market. And for a club like Chelsea wanting to buy Caicedo, I feel like if it wasn't Chelsea and it was somebody else, maybe the price.
If it was a Spurs,
maybe the price could have dropped a bit. But because it's Chelsea, because when you sign Enzo Fernandez for that much money, and then you're looking at Caicedo and you're thinking Caicedo isn't too much of a drop off of Enzo Fernandez, then why should you sign him for a way less amount? And so I think that Chelsea's problems in the transfer market, especially with Caicedo, are self-inflicted. But I honestly feel like Chelsea should move on from Caicedo and try to look for somebody else.
I think so.
This is just an issue of when Manchester United were chasing Frankie de Jong around, and this is just a similar issue that's happening to Chelsea. And I feel like they should just move on. You could potentially get someone who could come in.
I hear there's an Ugochukwu from Rennes.
I don't think he'll play. He's way too young to get into the Chelsea setup now. But I think Chelsea would figure it out. They should be able to find someone who fits in there. If they want to go all out for Caicedo, all the best to them. But I think that paying $100 million for Caicedo will be. It will be ridiculous. But the thing is, usually what we say is that. The market has just become so volatile, and the clubs have made it that way. And if you are signing Declan Rice for $105 million,
so you mentioned Enzo. One of the other go-tos for Brighton is if Enzo is going for over 100 and Declan Rice is going for over 100, and we consider Caicedo to be the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League.
Exactly.
There's no way you sign him for 70 and 80.
Exactly. And that's the thing. But
so Arsenal ruin the market for us.
No. But you see, a player like Caicedo is not a player Brighton can keep for long. And that is another thing they should look at, because if you've rejected so much, and maybe next year or January, what shows that you're going to be able to get that same amount for him? They should just use their heads.
Especially when it's possible there could be an injury in there somehow. I mean, we've seen a lot of players. They are only one ACL away, one ligament tear away from ruining their careers. I mean, you never know what happens. But do you also get the feeling that Chelsea need him so badly they need to keep going, or you think this is just one of those deals they need to pull away from as quickly as possible and focus on other places? Because Pochettino has said he needs his transfers.
I think over the time, Chelsea have gone in for players persistently, and it didn't start today.
Mudryk.
Mudryk, John Stones. At a certain point in time, Jose Mourinho followed John Stones from Everton. All of a sudden, he was the most expensive signing in the Premier League history. And it didn't work out so well for Chelsea in the next season, after they didn't get John Stones. And then there is Caicedo this time. I doubt Chelsea have to continue pursuing him. No. For me, it's a move on. Get other players.
But you look at the Chelsea midfield.
Yeah.
You look at Conor Gallagher. He's a squad player.
Yeah.
Enzo starts.
Yes.
But it's a 2-man pivot.
Yeah.
There's Andre Santos, very young, unproven in the Premier League. Yeah. He's playing well in pre-season, but the Premier League is different.
Yeah.
There is Chukwuemeka, who I would say is more forward, like a number 10, and could deputize Nkunku. That is if Nkunku starts as number 10.
Yeah.
They don't have an experienced midfielder to hold the midfield.
You can go for Toni Kroos. No, I mean,
is it possible?
It's possible. United went for Casemiro. It's possible.
Actually,
Real Madrid can
it's possible.
But why is no one going for Tchouaméni anyway?
No,
he doesn't look like a starter.
The thing is, Madrid won't sell Tchouaméni.
No way.
They won't. There's no way they'll sell Tchouaméni.
I think Marco Verratti is on the market.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah.
There are options on the market.
But again, Verratti doesn't fit the profile of players that Chelsea want to sign. They want to sign younger
players.
Yeah. But you see, in this case, you're signing a young player. You're bidding for a young player that the team just doesn't want to take the amount you're giving them. They want you to sign him for 100 million. If you don't have it now, why don't you? And the thing is, this Chelsea team is crying for experience.
Yeah.
So why not Verratti?
Why not Verratti, actually?
For just 30 million.
30 million.
He can play for 5 years.
He can?
He's strong enough. He's good enough. He's strong enough.
26, 27.
Yeah.
He's not beyond 27?
No.
He's a
Are you sure?
workaholic too.
I think he's a 30-year-old.
Marco.
Okay, but I mean, we can check.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at a Caicedo deal that is very huge, could again change Chelsea. But Bill, how positive will this deal be for Chelsea if they're able to land Caicedo?
I mean, it's going to be great because previously they had someone in the mode of N'Golo Kante.
So Verratti is 30, like I suggested.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was a 20s player. I mean,
he can actually still play for that long.
Yeah, maybe for 3 years or so. Maybe you can just between Hunsu for 3 years.
and then he'll be coming on in the second half. Like the way we use Eriksen.
but you see, at this point, Chelsea need a consistent, reliable number 6.
But you will get him. If you get him at 30, that's a reliable number 6 you are getting.
I remember Wenger saying, if we sign Pogba for 89 million, and then the next season he gets injured the entire season, what happens? And this is a typical case. If Chelsea sign him and all of a sudden he gets injured, what happens next? Boom, it's done. The money is just lost. So for me, I won't go for a player. Given his profile, he's worth maybe 60, 70, but I doubt 100 million is enough. Brighton should just allow Chelsea to sign him for that 80 million.
Well, I mean, for someone like Caicedo, Chelsea previously had a machine, a floor general like N'Golo Kante, who used to stop every single ball that comes his way. And Caicedo brings something close to that, not to that level, but that is something that Chelsea need. Enzo Fernandez is not known as a tackler. He's not known as a ball winner.
Of course. He's your creative spark.
Exactly. Gallagher is not one either.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of the Chelsea midfielders...
Gallagher is all action, but more box to box, not your sitting number 6.
Exactly.
Number 6,
a lot of the Chelsea players in the midfield can't do the job that Caicedo does.
Yeah.
And last season, Caicedo was second in the whole Premier League for interceptions.
Oh.
And he was in the top 5 when it comes to tackles made. Okay. And so he's that kind of guy that you can depend on when it comes to winning the ball. He's a ball winner. Okay. And that is something Chelsea need. But as to whether they should spend 100 million for him,
that's a different conversation altogether.
That's a problem.
All right, we'll move on from Caicedo. Today we are doing a quick. Let's go to Manchester United because they have their own version of Haaland. I'm talking about
Højlund.
I was looking at some numbers and I thought it was unfair because we were comparing him to Haaland. And remember, Haaland has gotten a lot of his goals in a Manchester City team that will cook for you.
Yes.
Atlanta cook a lot of chances, but again, Højlund is raw. He's an unproven talent.
Yeah.
Even though he's gotten 27 goals, in recent months, 8 assists per, the last check this morning. he still isn't the finished product that Man United need. Man United need a reliable goal scorer week in, week out.
Yeah.
But before I even draw my conclusions on Højlund, you know your team better.
Yeah.
Is he a good fit for Man United?
Yeah, I think he's a good fit for Man United. The thing is, also for a player like him, I don't think that he goes for that much money. But
80 million. So that's another thing.
Yeah,
80 million.
I don't think he goes for that much money.
Yeah.
But what I think though is that United are buying potential. This is how much United spent on a player like Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
You know, some 7 years ago.
Equivalent, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, in this market, it would have cost the same.
Yeah.
This is how much United spent on Rooney in 2004. We bought him for 30 million at that time.
So that's an example of failure and success.
Yeah, which was incredibly eye-watering. So you're buying potential, but you don't know what the potential is going to be like. Yeah. And that's the thing. For Martial, it has failed. But for Rooney, it didn't fail. When you look at Højlund, I think that for what Erik ten Hag is trying to build, for the way his speed alone is good for United when it comes to playing counter-attacking football, because that's what United plays a lot. And also the thing is, last season United created a lot of chances where there was nobody running through the channels. There was nobody picking the pockets of the defenders, and Højlund comes in as that guy.
Rashford did a bit of that job, but couldn't be relied on the entire season.
Couldn't be relied on the entire season. We may not be United may not be able to rely on Højlund for the entire season as well, but I think that he would come in handy in certain games when United are struggling.
Okay.
Especially when United are trying to beat low block teams like Bournemouth, like Brentford.
Yeah.
Those stadiums actually where United struggled to win last season.
Okay.
Højlund coming in would give United a bit of a difference going forward. But I don't think that he solves the goal scoring problem at United. He doesn't.
But that's why he's been bought in the first place.
He's 20 years. If you're signing a 20-year-old, to lead the United line, I don't think that you expect him to do that. And that's why I gave you two instances of Martial and Rooney. So Martial was able to do it in his first season.
So how is Ten Hag going to fix that goal scoring problem this season? Because it's supposed to be an immediate fix.
Yeah.
But this is an expensive purchase for a long-term solution.
Exactly. So the thing is, Højlund comes in as the thing is, look, last season he scored how many goals? 7.
Yeah.
8 or 9 altogether. 9 altogether in Italy. The thing is, at United, a lot of chances are created. If you look at how many chances United missed last season alone, it could have pushed United a bit further up at the table. If you look at the chances, Bruno Fernandes, key passes that goes waste. Even Rashford, some of the chances that he's not able to bury because he is not that good in the number 9 role. I feel like Højlund comes in to do that. If I'm going to be realistic about what I see Højlund doing this season, I think that he could do 15 goals.
15 double numbers.
I feel like he could do 15 goals in all competitions.
Okay.
Which would potentially help United in that goal scoring form. If United can get 15 goals from Højlund and say get 20 goals from Rashford like they did last season. Last season Rashford got 30.
Yeah.
But if they're able to get 20 from Rashford, get Højlund score 15, and then the rest come in with how many they score.
Mason Mount.
I think that will go on. Mason Mount is a signing that I don't.
We'll get there. Because today I want to touch on a number of things because we've been missing out on the European, conversations for a while. I'm looking at a list here. It's a Ten Hag list of signings. Lisandro Martinez went for 57 million euros. Mason Mount 65. Casemiro 70. Anthony 95 million euros. Onana 52 million euros. Malacia 15 million euros. Højlund 85 million euros. A total of 439 million euros since last summer. Why a lot of homes? I look at this list and I mean we haven't seen Onana yet.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Højlund yet. So that's unfair to judge the entire 439 million. But we've seen a lot of Anthony. We've seen a lot of Casemiro. We've seen a lot of Martinez. And I can safely say of those three, Martinez and Casemiro worked. Yeah. Mount, we are yet to see. Anthony didn't work so much. Malacia, in and out. Onana we haven't seen, Højlund we haven't seen. So about half of this list we haven't seen. Mount, Onana, Højlund. Everybody else we've seen. And maybe about 2 of them we can safely say have been good signings.
Yeah.
what sort of direction is Ten Hag going to have, especially knowing that you've spent so much, you have no excuses, you can't hide?
Oh yeah, he must not hide for any reason. I mean, I was clamoring during the season for him to get a ball-playing goalkeeper.
Why were you clamoring? He's not your coach. So why were you clamoring? Clamoring is a strong word for a fan who wishes.
Your goalkeeper is not ball playing. Why are you wishing?
Yeah, why are you wishing for another team to be ball playing?
Because
Ramsdale is as flat as Kepa.
And last season, mind you, David De Gea was better in every department.
Exactly.
Than Aaron Ramsey.
Every single argument.
Don't make it look like you are and. You're not saying anything.
Every single argument that I've made in favor of De Gea is it will come back to hurt Man United if Onana does not see it up early. Because De Gea saved them a number of points.
Yes.
He was by far one of the best goalkeepers.
Yes. And was better than Aaron Ramsdale. That's what we need to establish.
True. That is why we are buying Raya anyway. Cool.
You're buying who?
Raya. David Raya. We are buying him soon. But
so now won't solve it. What the end of it?
Oh, Darby. So for the longest, I've always said that the kind of style that Ten Hag employs, he needed a goalkeeper who can play the ball from the back.
Yeah, of course.
He's now gotten one.
Okay.
He's asked for a striker. I mean, first he went to get
a midfielder. He's got me a number of midfielders. He got Mount.
Yeah, he got Mount.
Casemiro.
Yes, Casemiro.
Yeah.
Eriksen came in for free. Of course, there's that, and of course he's getting Højlund for.
But then again, Bill, you have to be realistic. He's not proving.
Yes, he's not.
Or is it because of the amount? No, okay.
I'm not. No,
okay, you make your point. Sorry.
But looking at, I mean, you can see that he's building. You can see that he's getting the kind of signings that particularly he would need. Of course, there were some misses. I mean, in January he went to get that striker from, was it Burnley?
No,
Vegas,
yeah.
And it didn't work so well.
Hey, it didn't work at all.
But
I never understood that deal anyway.
But you can see that, of course, there has been spending. A lot of fans have complained about the Glazers and all that, but there has been spending. You can see that there has been some sort of backing. Of course, you wouldn't say immediately that Ten Hag should win the league. That is so tough. With Manchester City still around, with Arsenal also on a resurgence as well, it's tough. But you would expect that a top 4 finish, they get it. That they get into some finals, like the FA Cup final, the Carabao Cup, possibly win them, so that we see some sort of progress. Because about 400 million euros is not a small amount of money. It's a lot of money.
A lot of it, actually.
Yes, for just someone who hasn't even started his second season. Mind you, he's only played 1 season so far. He's about to start his second season. So he's been backed big time. And so if he drops out of the top 4, Manchester United fans should come for his head, because that is it. That is supposed to be that bar. He has to reach that bar and even exceed that bar.
But to be fair to Ten Hag, he made the top 4 in his first season.
Yes. And he has to maintain it.
Okay.
If he drops.
It's Man United anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, there's another
I think the striking department was where Manchester United lacked the most.
Okay.
Signing Javier. Come again. The name.
Vegas
wasn't it. It wasn't it. I think they needed someone very young, and with the kind of signing with 85 million, you look at the metrics proper and you realize that out of the 9 to 10 chances, because it was 9.4 expected goals ratio, and then he scored 9 out of them. Look at further metrics. Where did he score the goals from? Manchester United basically needed someone who can poke the ball inside the box, because they had Marcus Rashford and a lot of players shooting outside from the box, and then he scored 8 out of the 9 goals inside the box. So you're looking at
3FM,
more of a box picture, and you're looking at also what does he bring to Manchester United in terms of play. And you look at all the top scorers in the Serie A, the Premier League, and everyone seems to have, their touches is less than 30, and then this player has over 35 of touches in every single game per game. So we are looking at someone who is very involved in play, which Eric Ten Hag likes, and then also someone who will be in the box to finish off the opportunities. Basically, what Ten Hag needs of his players. So I think it's a fantastic signing. It will need time to gel, but again, if the chances are being created and given his pace also in certain games where Manchester United will look at playing counter-attacks, then he will be very good for Manchester United.
All right. So we are still on transfers, and I mentioned earlier that Victor Osimhen has an offer from Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. De Laurentiis says 200 million or nothing. And so we wait to see. Now we're moving straight to another man who's definitely been in the news the entire summer transfer. It all started with him sending a letter to PSG saying that, you know what, like we agreed, you know, as discussed. As discussed. You know, I am not going to sign a new contract. And as you know, my contract ends next year. I want to leave when it ends, okay? PSG say, what? You are taking us for granted. I mean, after everything we spent on you, you want to move for free. So they say, you know what, okay, you will sign a new contract and then we can be able to sell you well next year. PSG say Mbappe doesn't want to sign a new contract because he seems to have had an agreement in principle with Real Madrid that, you know what, I'll come for free. And they're like, so you are discussing things with other clubs behind us. We'll teach you a lesson. So this is the lesson. And then they said, okay, now we will sell you at whatever price that we want to sell you. You have no choice than to negotiate with the club when we receive an offer and we like. Then the next episode happened. So we are here now, and there was an offer from Saudi Arabia. And the offer came, and the offer said 300 million. I mean, how do you reject this? A player with only 1 year left on his contract. PSG say, take him. Especially when the personal, let me put it this way, when the wages promised will sum up to over 700 million euros after 1 year. Basketball players in US were like, don't you need me? Tennis players were responding, we are here too. Even footballers were eyeing, hey, what about us? I'm sure somewhere in Brazil, Kaka was like, I wish this was my days. Mbappe say, I will not go. Then PSG say, we are Befuana. Because you say you want to leave. But you say you don't want to leave now, you want to leave next year. I mean, so at this point, I bring my counselors in the studio. I've given you the entire background. In a summary, about 2 minutes, I've wrapped everything up for you.
In summary, Kylian Mbappe is one of the greatest football politicians I've seen in my life. Hey!
He's a Kenny Japan of our days.
Hey! No, Charlie.
High sense. He holds the cards. I mean, on a serious level, there's a player who knows he's currently the best in the world. He's worshipped in France. I listened to an opinion piece that said that if he's so huge in France that the entire French nation will be behind him for a reason. There's Euros next year. They need him fit. So it's when PSG say that if you don't sign the contract and if you decide not to move away from us, then what we'll do is to make sure that we sit you on the bench. You'll not even be on the bench. You'll go and train with under 21s.
Yeah.
Pastoral vibes.
But that will also hurt France because they need their best player fit. Yeah. He's the best athlete in France now.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling the trade union will come in. You have a contract. You need to make sure that you go by the contract. But it's a coach. If the coach says you're not in my plans, it's a technical decision. It's not a union decision. It's not a human resource decision. It's a technical decision. You're not in my plans. I can't use you.
But the thing is, it hurts PSG even more because already Kylian Mbappe receives a whole lot of wages.
Yeah.
And if you sit him down and let him be on the bench and even let him train with the under 21s, it's not going to change the fact that you're going to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only option, if he doesn't want to go, is to let him play because he's one of the best players in your team. One, Messi is gone.
Yeah.
Neymar, he's been in the news that he might be going, he might be staying.
He's the only content Brazilian I've seen. Not in a rush to go anywhere.
Yeah. We don't even know. We don't know whether he's going or he's staying.
Okay.
And this particular team is one team that, I mean, the whole of the PSG hierarchy want them to win, and so you need him one way or the other, or you sell him, one of them.
I really wanted to spend a bit of time on here, but today we promised ourselves to be very disciplined with time, and so today we'll close. But thank you very much for doing the listening. I was in the studio, or I've been in the studio with Yao Fosulabi, Yao, the junior Yao has also been here, Yao, Ampo for junior, and then Bill. I've just been prompted by the producer to talk about the event we have coming up. Thank you very much. Frank Ocean. Kawa has been telling him you want to be Frank Ocean. There's another Frank Ocean in the system. Anyway, so the event actually is the Warmer Plus FIFA Festival. We'll all talk about it, but let me just brief our listeners. The Warmer Plus FIFA Festival is, in short, a FIFA video game tournament. If you know how to play video game, you know PlayStation 5, exactly, to be precise. We have the ultimate competition for you. We are bringing together, a lot of great guys in the country to compete. And you might just even play against your favorite celebrity. The musicians will be around, your favorite influencers on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok will be there as well. And we'll also have a couple of ex-players to also come and try their hands. Unimbwa member. But again, it's a festival because it goes beyond the video game. We are looking at the fun pack experience. So it will be a lot of fun with a lot of food, a lot of music, a lot of drinks. When I say drinks, next time it's your dorsal, so you drink a lot of water. But I'm talking about other games. In case you don't know how to play FIFA and you know how to play table tennis, come, because you have the table tennis board. We'll have basketball, a mini court. Yeah. We'll have the snooker table there for you. In case you don't want to play on screen, but you know how to play football, small post will be here. So, you have no excuse not to show up. If your friend is coming, you can come and support him. If your male friend is coming, you can also come in your hot dress and come and support. Yes, in Bema Peshe. Yeah, are you looking forward to the event?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the event. I think that it gives us an opportunity to come together.
Yeah.
So it's not just fans of or listeners of viewers of Warmer Plus, but also listeners of Sports Ultras can also come here.
Yeah.
We enjoy ourselves together. It's we all love FIFA.
Yeah.
We all love the excitement it brings. Sometimes you can lose a FIFA game and your whole day goes bad. And so bring your A game here, because some of the best FIFA players are gonna come.
Yeah.
And then let's all just come together and have a good time. It promises to be a really good time.
The whole day. Actually, we'll be here almost the whole day.
Yeah.
We are likely to start at 9 a.m. And we don't know when we'll finish because it's 32 players. And we'll have a number of screens. I won't mention how many, but we'll have a number of screens, and it'll go around. And at the end of the day, even if you don't know how to play and you want to play recreational, we'll give you opportunity.
I have a special request. Thierry will open the board. You have to sit by.
Then I'll choose who I play with.
No.
I didn't come here to disgrace myself.
See, to every listener, please note, we have a special request. You play with Thierry first.
Allah.
Yes. Even the national champion.
Oh, so show us the end.
Yeah, I'm Babu.
I'll be here for the mix zone. That is my specialty.
Mix zone. What happens in mix zone?
That's where everything goes on in the mix.
Hey.
Hey. Do you know the mix zone? You attend these programs. He says mix zone. I don't know.
What's the mix zone?
Yeah, what's the mix zone?
Where's the mix zone? Hey.
My brother can explain.
No.
Bill can explain. Bill be there with me. He can explain better.
So mix zone is where you meet the girls.
Yeah, exactly. Where the drinks are, where the vibe, the proper vibes. We'll be there. I'm gonna be there too.
And so that's where the girls are. Oh, okay. So once again, it's the Warmer Plus FIFA Festival, and it's happening on August 12th, right here on the forecourts of Media General. So just come here, make your way here, and let's have a lot of fun. And that'll be all for Sports Ultras. My name is Thierry, and thank you very much for joining me. We'll bring you more